everybody, it's me, GhostCritic, and it's time for another Wednesday New Comic Book Day video. Thank you for joining me here. And it was a very slim week. I had only 3 new books to pick up this week, but I did manage to pick up a book that I should have been able to get last week but missed out on. Fortunately, my comic book guy ordered some more in for this week, so I managed to get a copy of it. And it seems to be like hard times at my comic book store at the moment, and my comic book collecting in future months, if I want new stuff, I'm gonna have to really keep my eye out on it. I think the whole Brexit deal that's going on in the UK at the moment, and the whole dollar to the pound, comic books costing a lot more over here. My comic book shop has really had to kind of cut back on ordering more issues than they would normally have bought, and it seems for a lot of the more independent type of comic book publishing houses, if you want titles from those, you're going to have to pre-order them. They're not going to be on the shelves for you to pick up anymore, unless I presume it's a big title that's coming out. So that's going to mean me looking at solicitations for upcoming books a lot more. And I'm going to have to start taking serious chances on books. Not particularly that I wasn't before, but at least I could look at the book in my hand, flick through it while I was in the comic book store to make my decision. That is going to go away now. I'm going to have to decide from maybe a few panels that might be lurking around on the internet, and then pre-ordering it from my comic book guide to ensure that I get it. I wanted to try out, I hadn't seen a lot of it, but I would have liked to look and see if the Winnebago Graveyard was going to be any good and worth picking up, at least just for one issue to see what it was like, but didn't have any because they'd only ordered for pre-orders. So it's not scary times. I don't think my comic book store is going to close anytime soon, but I think over the coming summer months at least, which is kind of the low point because everyone's out enjoying the sunny weather and such, and not going to stores and shopping as such, I think it's going to be a few lean months. So if you know of any new good books that are going to start very soon, let me know in the comments section down below. And while we're on the subject of comments and new people and thumbing this video up if you're liking it and subscribing it, 3 new people subscribed to me over the last 7 days, and I want to thank them very much by giving them a shout out again. This is Reed the Steed, A March, and William Arujo. Those 3 people all joined my channel over the last 7 days. If you subscribe to my channel over the next 7 days, then you get a shout out in my video next Wednesday. And if you do regular video uploads, then I will put a link to your channel in the description bar below. No one was uploading videos this week from those 3 people, so no links. But thank you very much, and don't forget to say hello and tell me a little bit about yourself, what brought you to my channel in the comments section. Always like hearing all your comments. Sunday I put up a new comic book review video for all the comics that I picked up last week, talking about the bits and pieces, the jigsaw puzzles that is my comic book stack, and how they all fit together, sometimes well, sometimes bad, and sometimes majestically, like my pick of the week. Thank you to everyone who's already watched that and given it a thumbs up and commented. Always appreciative. Right, let's get on with those books. I'll start with the book that I couldn't pick up last week because I missed out on it. It is, of course, David Hine and Shiki Kane's 1,000 Yard Stare from Image Comics. It's a Bulletproof Coffin one-shot, and if you're not aware of this creative team, you're in for a treat. Though it is, I would say, maybe an acquired taste. And the only people that I can really compare them to, that their style is sort of like, is the Allreds. The Allreds have a very kind of a retro style to their comic book page, the way they draw. There's this kind of 60s mod feel to it. Shaky Kane kind of takes it that bit further, and because of that, Kane just has this more authentic feel, I think, personally, and you get these great art style that kind of reminiscent of maybe 50s and 60s comic books, almost like a B-movie style, but in comic book form, and I just really enjoy it. If you've read or still haven't read yet, I would suggest you go out and get the trade of Bulletproof Coffin Disinterred, because they play with the comic book medium so well, and they show exactly how a story can be told in so many different ways, and it works every time. I loved the last series, and obviously the series before that. Please go and find that, and all the other kind of one-shots they do. They're very quirky, they're very funny, but they're very true to that kind of 50s, 60s comic book heritage that they kind of allude to. But great stuff, really looking forward to reading this. Okay, on to the new stuff. We start with X-Men Blue from Cullen Bunn, issue number 5. Just having a great time with this book. Really fun, really vibrant. It looks like James Hudson, the son of Wolverine from the Ultimate Universe, may be joining the team. He's certainly definitely involved in the storyline at the moment, as the cliffhanger of the last issue was the New Marauders turning up, coming after James. So what are they after him for? I'm sure this is going to be packed with action and kind of fight scenes between these two groups, and who knows, it might go back to the kind of old Marvel style where they have a fight and then they get on with each other at the end. That's always a fun storyline to read again and again and again. Over on DC, we have issue 24 of Greg Rucka's Wonder Woman. I think this is the last issue of his. Maybe there's one more, I'm not sure. But this is the epilogue to the Godwatch storyline, where last issue they kind of almost made it to Themyscira. Gates were open, people were kept in line, so to speak, and it was a really solid story told by Rucka. This seems like to be wrapping things up to take our next creative team onto the next journey of Wonder Woman. But really enjoying this. The artwork in here, I know people have really kind of raved about Bilquis Evely. I'm not against it. I don't think there's anything particularly special about it that makes it, you know, wow, look at all this. But it's serviceable. It's comic book standard, what I expect. It's not really horrible to look at. Like I said, we'll see what the next creative team do with this book. And finally, Wonder Woman comes out, so now does The Flash. Issue number 24 in the second part of the Colour of Fear storyline, where we've got Reverse Flash as the latest new villain, kidnapping Iris, and it looks like Kid Flash is going to go up against him. I don't see Kid Flash doing very well out of that, but Green Lantern is still, as you can see from the cover, guest starring in this. There doesn't really seem to be that great a storyline apart from a villain turning up at the moment. Not sure what his purpose is apart from making Barry Allen's life a bit of a misery. But still, The Flash has been a great title for me to have picked up and tried, and I will keep trying with it because I'm really enjoying it. And that's it for this week. Like I said, very short week. Look out on Sunday for my thoughts and opinions on those books that I've just shown you. So if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, and let me know in the comment section down below what you lot picked up. I know there was a lot of new number ones out there, but they'd all gone by the time I got to the comic store. And no, I wasn't interested in The Forge. Until next time, bye bye.